Je vais parler de my haircut today specifically. Yeah, that's right. It's not a money-related topic or a video game-related one. It's just a me personally related topic. Very personal. Yeah, that's right. I hope we're laughing with me, not at me. Oh boy. Hey, Zenpuk here. So yeah, I'm trying something new. Technically, I guess this clip will go out later in March, but in reality, I shot it a few weeks prior because wifey and I are going on some kind of beachy holiday with her hometown BFFs, and I needed to get a haircut. And so, of course, me being frugal, cheap-ass me, I'm just gonna cut my own hair. Actually, what I'm doing differently today is that I am writing this clip, and then I'm gonna cut my hair before shooting this clip. And this is the result at the time of, the later writing. That implies, when I wrote it, I had no idea whether this haircut turned out terribly or not. Who cares? Worst case, I will fix it up at a real barber before our trip. But this whole topic just got me thinking, why is it that I started to cut my own hair to begin with? Sure, COVID really helped with all that self-grooming because we were scared to go outside and interact with, other people as a whole. But, there's also the fact that I'm early retired because I have way more time to devote to any kind of personal skill, really. So no, this is not the first time I've cut my own hair. But this time I am trying a little bit more extensive. If you can't tell, I really chopped it off. You guys can judge the result yourself for yourselves. I mean, I don't think it's terrible, therefore I'm willing to be on camera. The only note I will add now is that, well, good thing I don't really care about the opinions of others in reality or on the internet. So I am, feeling pretty good about myself. Woot. Anyway, if you enjoy some random rants from a dude with no production skills, clearly like, subscribe, share, comment, or whatever. I'll be great regardless because I just do these for funsies. Hit that bell icon. I don't know where that is, but I'm asking you guys to do it because other people say it on the internet, so I am a casual hypocrite. Sue me. Okay, number one reason why I cut my own hair. Because haircuts at even, at barbers, not, a hairstylist, I think it's just kind of getting out of hand in terms of price, right? Now, if I don't go to a chain in my middle cost of living city, I go to like a small shop, a reasonable haircut for a dude starts at $50 at this point, not counting tip. I feel like that's not too bad, but it is still annoying, especially if I want to keep a fairly short haircut, at least on the sides. So that means I'd have to go back, what, once every 2 weeks, so $100 a month before tip? Yeah, no thank you. Okay. Considering the actual amount of time barbers spend on my head of not that much hair, especially I want to maintain a short haircut, I feel like that's a lot to ask for. Now, I get it. I'm not comparing this price to what my wife pays for her haircuts as a lady. Good Lord, we're not even in the same ballpark. But let's be clear. Most dudes are not exactly going to be judged first or only on their haircuts, right? I mean, I guess unless they're missing it, that's a whole other topic I'm not getting into. Sorry. I am privileged. I understand that in that fashion. So far, I guess, so I can't really relate to that whole bald dude mentality. Sorry. So this is just really for dudes with hair. Honestly, I don't think we spend that much thinking on the subject, right? And if that's the case, why should we spend a bunch simply to maintain a fairly easy and clean look, right? Number two, of course, that is our inner, where is that DIY spirit, right? Now, I am of the idea that dudes should learn to do things for themselves, generally, if possible. Honestly, I think haircuts is probably one of the easiest things to work on, especially compared to other socially acceptable dude activities or skills or hobbies, such as, working on your car or fixing things around your house, right? The risk to your own head is comparatively minimal, no? I mean, worst case you mess up. By you, I mean me. I'm shooting this video with my new haircut so you could see whether you think this is a disaster, right? But who knows? My point is, even in the case of, not so great result, it'll grow back. Whereas if you mess up fixing, your car or motor vehicle of some sort, or your plumbing or electric work in your own house, the result could literally be like thousands of dollars of damage. Now, I'm not saying that a crappy haircut wouldn't inflict damage. It would, but it'd be mostly the emotional kind rather than the material money kind. Okay, not to mention, I would argue how much damage you'd feel if you gave yourself accidentally a crappy haircut is really mostly just proportional to how much you actually value other people's opinions, right? So that could actually be none, you know. Like I said, that's where I lean towards, but maybe I'm lying a little bit there. Now, the real reason I do my own hair is, of course, I can afford to not care as much as to my grooming habits, right? Because I'm already married, obviously. When I think back to those long bachelor years, at least for me, I mean, would I have dared to mess up the most immediately visible part of my head? Likely the answer would lean towards no. But if I really examine those years in retrospect, right, I think the situation was also a bit different, right? I was able to get very, very cheap haircuts in, you know, ethnic neighborhoods in New York City that are just way cheaper than what I paid now. And that's usually with like a head massage and a shampoo. So that felt like real service, you know. Here and now, $50 for just a maintenance? Like, you can get more services at a modern barber too, but it just goes, the price goes up a lot, right? The value proposition, I think, is just very different. Thinking back, to be honest, I don't think a terrible haircut would have been much of a drag for me even in my bachelor days, because at least it would have been unique, right? If you know me, you know I value standing above the crowd more than going with the herd. But all tangents aside, if you two are a dude or really a lady who doesn't really care about hair that much, and are less likely affected by how others perceive you, then I think that in itself is a good enough reason to remove this huge aspect of self-grooming away from, you know, hands that are not your own. In conclusion, you guys know that I'm mostly kidding about how self-grooming like a haircut is advice, you know, for dudes, right? It's not just for dudes. I say that because I'm a dude. I know most dudes simply do not care enough about their own haircuts. Or put it another way, I've never heard a dude who is fiercely loyal to their barber or stylist or whatever. Usually we just go to whoever is best value. Sure, sometimes we stick with a routine, therefore, you know, a single barber. But it's not like what most ladies who think about their stylist, they think, oh, this is the only one who, lady or whatever stylist that can work on me, okay? So I don't think we have that type of stylistic loyalty anyway. And with our relatively shorter hair, generally, for dudes, I just think, well, it's easy enough to figure out. I get it though. If it's your first time, it might be scary. And if you're some of the lucky, but if you're already one of the lucky dudes without hair loss issues, I should have qualified that from the start, shouldn't I? Well, anyway, my point is, mistakes can be mitigated soon enough, just by hair growth, right? So am I off my rockers? Please feel free to yell at me below. I don't know why, but this topic just cracks me up. See you guys in a few. I'm going to be on vacation for a bit.